had never seen before. And boy, what a shock I got when I looked down and saw that the moving steamboat, with a big paddle wheel on its back, was in fact flying through thin air. Underneath us, there wasn't any water, only mountaintops. I have always been afraid of heights, so I tried to grab onto the person standing next to me. But that was before I knew anything about who I was, or rather had become. The person next to me was an adult and a spirit as well, so I just went right through her body with a plunging sound, like we were both made of water. We both fell to the wooden deck. She wore a big hat with a flower on it and a puffy dress. Her face seemed stiff, maybe because of the fall. While lying on the floor, she spoke to me first.
"For crying out loud! Get out of me!" she said.
I realized what had happened. I had jumped inside of her, so to speak. Our skin and bodies could bend and move like they were made of some fluid. And that leads us to another of your many questions. Yes, Ruach can feel. I can feel it when people touch me most times, and I definitely feel it when I jumped inside that lady. It didn't hurt, though. It just felt strange and weird and a little clammy. The woman next to me told me to calm down when we got back to our feet. I was, naturally, frozen with fear. "Who are you?" I asked. The woman chuckled.
"Now, where are my manners?" she said and reached out her hand.
I took it in order to shake it, not knowing what else to do, but my hand just went straight through hers, making that plunging sound again. She looked at me and then at her hand.
"Well, yes, you will need to work on that," she said and pulled back her hand.
She talked with an high-pitched, annoyingly old-fashioned voice.
"I haven't introduced myself. My name is Penelope Higgins. That is Mrs. Higgins to you. I am a teacher at the Academy of the Spiritual Realm."
Imagine my surprise. "The what?"
"Academy of the Spiritual Realm," she repeated,
as if it were the most natural thing in the world, which, of course, it wasn't. It was supernatural like the rest.
"Oh, yes, that's right. You don't know anything yet. You just got on the boat."
"Why am I on a boat?" She leaned toward me and whispered.
"You are dead."
"I'm what?"
"I am sorry to be the one to tell you, but you are dead. Now you are a ruach, or a spirit if you prefer the more earthy term for it. You are going off to the academy where all spirits go when they have just left the world of the living and entered our world. This is where we teach you how to live your new life."
"What? I mean, how?" I asked, very confused and slightly panicking.
"Well, you did come home a little unexpectedly," she said and looked at me as if the cat had brought me in. Then she smiled a kind of weird and scary smile. "We will make room for you at the academy, I am sure. They will know you are on your way."
How did I even get here?
"How does anyone get anywhere these days?" She chuckled.
Then she stared at me.
"I guess you died," she said.
I shook my head, not believing a word of what she was telling me. How could this be? But what about my parents? Where are my parents? They will be worried if they don't know where I am. At least that was what I thought, because in the same second, I realized that I didn't even remember my parents. All I remembered was that I had a mom and a dad and that they usually worried about me. Mrs. Higgins sighed and shook her head.
"They will not be worrying about you, trust me."
Then she stared at me in an observing way.
"Do you mean to say that you actually still remember your parents?"
I thought hard about them, but couldn't recall a face or a picture or anything. But I knew in my heart that they were there. "Well,